Okay, what's up? What's up, Shiro? Have you been here before? Have you been in the stream before? I vaguely remember. Have you been here before? Someone called Shiro, actually. Let me again edit my settings. Follow you. You follow me since years? That's cool. When did you find me? Probably from the TikTok, right? That's where most people found me. And that was like... I see, yeah. Nice. It's cool that you're here. You know, I didn't expect someone to be here so soon, so I have some eggs. I was gonna go munching on some eggs, you know, but we'll do some coding today. I don't know exactly what. I did a lot already this morning. I woke up at like 3 a.m. or something. And I did a bunch of things. Let me see. So this is a cool thing I did, and it's just a minor detail, but it's just how I can now type something and it automatically puts an @ symbol. So that's a nice small detail. And then, you know, there's a thing that I did that no one will really see, but if I do like an email, then actually that showed nothing, but basically like behind the scenes it's completely different now. And I'll need to think like what's next. I don't know. But what's up, Shiro? How's your day been so far? What's going on? Yeah, my day's been good. I just took a shower. I woke up super early, like I said. Did some stuff. Right now I'm just eating and streaming. All last night I was changing the data, so it was kind of transferring. It took like 6 hours to do. So then yeah, early this morning I then finished it up. So that's what I was talking about when I said like, oh, like now the backend for the email is different. What's up, Ajivsky? You're gonna get some eating ASMR. So you're welcome. But yeah, you know, I don't know what we'll do. First, we'll do something. I fixed this, so this is another thing I noticed that was broken. There's this thing called that I coined. I made up the term Gmail.stuffing, and it's this idea where Gmail lets you put like any number of periods and pluses inside of your email. So you could put 10 push-ups instantly. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll do actually let me switch to Twitch so that I can like properly see the alerts and stuff. Let me see. Okay. I see 10 push-ups. Okay, well you completely derailed everything, so you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, so Shiro, if you don't know, on the Twitch side, people can like buy points, right? So they can buy so you know this guy Ajivsky bought like two 5 push-up things, so he basically demanded me to do 10 push-ups, so that's why I did them. But yeah, so like Gmail, you can put any number of dots in a Gmail like this, right? And they all will go back to your main email. Like this is your main email. You could do like that and they'll all go back to your main email. So what people actually do, and this is a method to like kind of make an almost infinite amount of Discord accounts, is that they use maybe like 3 Gmails. That's all they need to make, right? And then they just put they make a bot that can automatically stuff it with dots. And then they just use that as the verification email. And then they pair that with, because you can very cheaply, it costs money, but you could very cheaply solve CAPTCHAs. There's people in like India that, or wherever, that it's usually a third world country because, obviously, USD is more valuable to them, small amounts. So you would pay them small amounts to just kind of sit there and solve CAPTCHAs. So people do that on Discord. And what I did was I basically detected, like I detect Gmails, and I basically just remove all the periods. I cut off the plus, because the plus thing that I noticed, and actually I don't know if this is true, so let me actually like let me see. So if you don't want to create multiple accounts, just add a plus sign and any word before the at sign in your current, okay. Yeah, you see, so infinite amount of emails. This is what I don't really want. I think it has too many cons than pros for just letting people like, just create things. Yeah, because the plus is the key, because the plus, anything after the plus is extra like characters. So I think I do have to like kind of cut off. I basically cut off everything after the plus, if there is one. So that's one thing I did as well. I noticed that it wasn't being actually like changed, if that makes sense. So in here I put it in here originally, and all that did was just kind of change it for validation. So like say I would put like, like john.smith, like their example, at gmail.com. That would then kind of convert to this for detection, like after this point, but it would still equal like the original thing. It would still equal this when it sent to my server. So Agivsky, yeah, he just ordered 5 more push-ups. So here's the thing. I think I'm gonna have to raise that price. I think it's too low now because I made it lower, but I'm just getting like, I'm gonna get destroyed by the end of the stream. It does work well though, in terms of just like kind of building up my strength, because already I feel, like 5 push-ups is pretty easy for me to do now. And I've been doing more stuff off stream, like trying to do more exercise and stuff. But yeah, so that's one of those things. I was experimenting, I think. Let me just see, because I think like the next thing to do is simply just going to be like, what's the next step of this? So the next step of this would be, oh yeah, so I also added a CAPTCHA, so I finished this too. Yeah, do push-ups yourself too, sure. So turtle under the water. More turtles. I like the turtle ones. And then yeah, so this works. That's a temporary solution because it won't work on mobile apps. I kind of want to say, I think something big on the top, because I don't know if you guys know this. Let me see, like Steam Shield, like, so Steam has like a verification, or it's called Steam Guard, right? So Steam Guard, and they say something. Okay, I just got a text somehow. I thought my phone was completely dead. Okay, I got something from PayPal. My phone is horrible. It's dead. Hold on. I paid Apple $1. That's what they wanted me to say. They wanted to tell me that I paid Apple $1 for iCloud. Okay, so it's something, the way that they kind of display the information is good, and I liked it. It's I think it was this one. But one of the things that I don't like how some services do is, you know, if they send you a verification email, they would say like, oh, we sent a verification code to like J *** at g***.com, which, you know, if anyone can submit a kind of a forgot password thing, so it's like anyone can kind of guess what that email is. So Instagram does this, and it's not the most secure thing, but what Steam does, which I think is kind of the best method, is they just simply say like what the actual provider is. They just say, oh, we sent an email to something at like just at Gmail. They give you no hints. They just say at Gmail, which I think is like the best middle ground, versus not saying, like, not giving them any information. They have to kind of guess if they have multiple emails and they forget which one, and not doing like, you know, not doing the whole, oh, you have 4 emails from Gmail. Yeah, well, some people that I know personally, like, have multiple different emails from different like services, like Ake. So not many people would probably know that name, but Givsky would definitely. He has like 100 accounts, and so you say you add the last character. What does that mean exactly? Oh, the last character of the, like, the front username, like the okay. Yeah, well, Ake told me personally that he has a list of all of his Wi-Fi accounts, and it's like over 100. So it's literally insane. Like, there's some crazy people like that. Then there's some people that have made an account like a year ago and they kind of forgot what everything meant, right? But yeah, Ake is gonna be rolling in the dough once like usernames become valuable. Let me actually stand up. I'm gonna stand up. Crap. I'm thinking about getting a graphics card. I was looking at what is this? So like a what is this? 3080 Ti. It's not that expensive actually. Like this one. Yeah, so I'll get this just so that I can run FPS chess. But actually from like a, yeah, I gotta activate my electronic legs. I'm from Cyberpunk. But I like how it has 12 gigabytes. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the highest, for the cheapest price, this is one of the highest RAM that you can get from the 30 series. Like, let me see all the specs. I'm typing with one hand too, by the way. You got the 3080 Ti? Awesome. Yeah, I think the 3080 is like my favorite one because it's like a pretty good price for like high RAM. Let me see, does it say here? Yeah, because this is the normal one and it only has 10, but you get a extra 2. And then this one is just way too expensive, personally. But the extra RAM will be good because for machine learning, yeah, I mean, I'd wait. The thing is, I don't want to spend $1,500 on a new 40 thing. I don't, maybe this will get even cheaper. But for machine learning, like, the 30, like, NVIDIAs in general are very powerful and very good because they kind of are built for machine learning. They have these things called CUDA cores that are really helpful. Like, a lot of things are built around CUDA cores. And having 12 gigabytes means that on every, like, you can kind of batch up to 12 gigabytes, whereas right now I only have 2. So that's a huge improvement. Now, obviously, if you're training a model, like, you should do it on a server. But if I'm testing things, I want to have some room to test, right? So I want to be able to, like, have some room to experiment with things and not have to, like, send things up to the cloud to then get a result. Also, you get Marvel Spider-Man Remastered with purchase limited offers, so I can't really say no to that. React to this? I swear to God, if this is some... I actually have no headphones on, so I can't even hear what this is. It's even muted too. It's Half-Life 2 though. It's a music video. Well, maybe later. But yeah, I might try to pull together some money for that. But yeah, what's up, Celox? What's going on? Oh yeah, how do I raise this price? Yeah, we just need Meryl now. Okay, channel points. I'm sorry, gamers, but I don't know. It might, maybe like, this is a better amount. Yeah, Maryland Dube. The squad. Let's watch this though. That that is funnier than it needs to be. Yeah, I was muted, but I was doing that all with one hand. I had to zoom in with one hand. It's because here's my last egg. So I did an egg eating speed run. Okay, hold on. Alright, gang. Let's get to work. Let's do some crazy coding. Some more water ASMR. Yeah, best website. So this is one of like the top websites in the world. It has like an Alexa rank of 2. You know, it's head and head with google.com. So like the amount of craftsmanship that must have gone into this website is beyond me. It's honestly incredible. But it's on a side note, like it's crazy how this domain exists. How it's literally my name. Like what are the chances of this happening? But yeah, let's try to get some music in this. Let's try to get some music. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm spooked because I don't know which is copyright free. But yeah, guys, I guess I don't know what's next. I guess let's just continue with what we were doing. So let's send an email to people. How will I do that though? I have a something that does that already, but is it in services? It's this thing. It's called, I called it Nusuku. I now kind of backtrack on the value of like naming things like that because it takes like mental energy and time to like come up with the name for something. And the reasoning behind this, I think like some, you know, like a gypsy will probably like this name, but Nusukus are the seagull things that deliver news in One Piece. And this microservice was going to be responsible for delivering emails. So, you know, it made sense to me to call it that. Now let me actually see what it is. So yeah, it uses like if we're gonna continue to use this, let me just fix up the niceness of it. So we got subject. I just do this because I don't like to be too disorganized. I like how it knows the order that it wants it and I just follow what it says. So yeah, I guess it takes just simply a message, a source domain, a source name, source username, subject and 2. Okay. So yeah, you love One Piece references. Yup. You know, maybe for the sake of something, we'll keep it like that name. Or not. I mean, it's productivity is probably better than semantics. But here's the thing. I'm gonna go quickly. I like to do. I don't know if many people do this, but anytime I eat something, I like to just brush my teeth, even without toothpaste, just because I don't like kind of keeping, food in my like teeth. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I put on some moisturizer too, cause my face is like super dry. So I just got out of the shower. I don't know what this water did to me, but it's too dry. So this just uses the basic Amazon email service from AWS. So it's pretty affordable. It costs like the pricing is pretty good. Let me see if there's a free tier. I think there is a free tier, but even without that, it's not that bad. So it's 10 cents per every 1,000 emails. So it's not horrible. It's one of the best options compared to like other things that cost more, like SendGrid and other things like that. And they have a really good thing, they give you nice IP addresses that you can use to send emails. At first, I'll just use their built-in ones that people share, but they're a bit risky because you share reputation. So I don't know if people know this, but IP addresses, like email providers track what IP addresses are sending things, and they give them like a score. So Amazon, like using this service, you'll get like, they'll give you some. So yeah, they have a thing called bring your own IP, where you can use your own IP address, but for me, starting out, I'll use the dedicated ones. And yeah, but basically multiple people are going to be using these, so we'll share the reputation. So that means if one person is like spamming, we'll all get hit for that. So it's not the best. In the future, if you want to make sure you stay out of spam, you get this one. But it's not that big of an issue right now. There's these SNS things, which I'll look into in the future, because I definitely want to do newsletters. And I have not given, we have a lot of accounts, and I have not given a single one an email since they've signed up. Like, out of me personally writing an email and then sending it out to a lot of people. So, I mean, obviously I want to do that for when there's more things to do on the site, and I want to bring people over to that. But just in general, I want people to be able to opt in to an update newsletter. Like, I can bring back the weekly updates into a newsletter form. So that's what we're gonna use, and this is a good example. This is like pretty good. Outgoing, it's not gonna be horrible, so it'll be pretty nice. How about if you could also make an anime/manga list for yourself on Waifudex, which you have already seen or read? So yeah, that is the plan. Like, I think that's part of the issue with the name, because I'm not sure if you're aware, Shiro, but Waifudex, like, I plan for it to be just an anime database in general that has, on top of waifus, it has anime and manga data, and lists, because basically I want to make a similar, like, starting out at least, I want to make a similar service to, like, of course, like MyAnimeList, and Letterboxd is another good example. Letterboxd is a bit more in the direction of social, which I kind of vibe with more. Like, they have a list idea where people can make lists. What I like, though, is that you can make a list and then you can share it, and people can like it and comment on it. So I do appreciate this idea of it, and I kind of want to do a similar idea. Yeah, they have a pro version too, which a lot of people use. Oh, but I never said it. You're saying I never said that idea specifically? Yeah, because it's fine to clarify. I don't mind repeating myself. Okay, so I'm gonna hide this because I actually want to look at the j.vin source code, and if I'm able to show it, I'll show it, but because I basically have already done this. Actually, I don't think I need to be honest. Yeah, I'll move this back, and I'll look it on my other monitor, because I have it on GitHub, so I'll just look. So we got portfolio on my GitHub. TF. Oh, all the source code is public. What am I thinking? Well, there is some private stuff though. So we got a thing called email.tf, which, yeah, this is, so I think this is a good thing. I don't know how exactly I did it. Let me first of all start, actually I think I have it here, so let me actually see. Yeah, I do have it here. So this is how I set up the emails. So for people that don't know, there's this thing called Terraform. So of course, people know these things called AWS.com, where you can go and you can kind of get all their services. They have literally so many. And I just got a text. They have blockchain things, they got analytics, they got lambdas, this and that. We use Dynamo, so this is a good service. I'm actually running out of the free tier, like in like a week or something, so that's tough. But you could go to the console and just log in and set it up manually, but that's not really good, because it's better to basically set this stuff up in code so that you can just change, you can just change the code itself and then it'll update. And if you delete a file, it'll delete it on the AWS as well. And not just AWS, but the benefit is that you can mix services. So you can mix Cloudflare with AWS. So in this example, I use Cloudflare as the DNS, and I kind of coordinate with both services on AWS and Cloudflare to set up the email service. So yeah, let me see this. So this is a perfect example because we use a Cloudflare record right here, and the value we set to something that we get from AWS. So it's very hard to do this otherwise, because you just need to manually go back and forth. Versus here, you just set this up first in code, and then you get the value here. You get the verification token, and so on. But yeah, so hold on. I'm drinking from the chug jug. Okay. Who's texting me? Okay. Okay, so I gotta go to the dentist soon. Let me see, what was I talking about? Something, this and that. Oh, you gotta go? Unfortunate. Yeah, but sure, hit me some, just hit me a DM if you got any questions. That's fine. I don't mind. Yeah, so definitely don't mass ping me. That would not be cool. But yeah, if you want to DM, that's fine. And let me just secretly, well, hold on, because I'm very aware of leaking things now. I don't want to leak anything anymore. So yeah, it's not good to leak things. It's quite dangerous, actually. I leaked an API key on my second stream back, and of course there's the Wawa incident that we don't speak of. So it's very dangerous. Oh, you got doxxed? Well, I don't know how that happened. You have to refresh my memory on whatever happened. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this, get rid of that. I only like to have two things up on my screen at one time because it's just, it's much more readable. 3, it works, but it's not perfect. It cuts off too much. What the heck is this? So this, I don't need this anymore. So, but let me actually show you guys the schema. This is the new schema for the database. It's set up very, very nicely. Everything is like I basically take my old lessons and I apply them. And it actually took 6 hours to freaking transfer the data over to this new idea. So I did it all last night, and then this morning I updated everything. But it's much better because it means that I think I showed this, but I'm excited about it. It means that, because we're using a relational database. So we're using SQL. So in SQL you can set schemas. You can set tables, and which are models here. And I can give every user a list of auth tables that are connected to their account, kind of. And then the auth itself will have a platform key and an optional JSON data in case I want to store any other information. So, and a cool thing here is that we have this thing called onDelete and onUpdate equals cascade, which means that if the user gets deleted, then all of the auth tables that are associated with it also get deleted. And what's cool too is that, you know, it has this idea of enums, which is a common idea in typed languages. But you can set email. So, and so the platform itself takes this, it takes this kind of type, this auth platform's enum, and then it also has a key, and it can be indexed by the platform and key, and that also needs to be unique. So the key thing though is that I moved all the usernames, all the emails over to this system, whereas before, you know, it used to be email this and then email verified, like that. But now I say, I give it, I say the platform is email, I give it the email string that can be indexed, I connect it to the user, and then the data itself looks like this. So instead of having a whole separate field just for whether or not something's verified, I just put it in the JSON data. And I think that works because I don't really need to, you know, you can't index that way. So like I wouldn't be able to index and look at like all emails that aren't verified, but I don't really need to do that, so that's why it still works. And I'm able to index on platform and key, which is really cool. So yeah, that's all set up now. Oh crap, what is this? What happened? It was indexed while you're doing that. Well, we don't know what that means, but it's poster? Oh, it's Tobin. What's up, Tobin? You've said Z 3 times. Oh, of course. No, I just want to give you ideas and some inspiration and maybe some good ideas. Give you some inspiration. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Shiro. So, yeah, so I appreciate you coming out to stream, and yeah, feel free to do that. Yeah, you are grinding through that manga. I gotta read it, but I actually don't, like, the way that I spend my free time is I don't really read, I don't really game, I basically just watch anime. It just kind of keeps things simple. But yeah, dude, Tobin's been on a grind. W Tobin. W Mans. He's been popping off. You know, I gotta show you guys again, because I showed this once before. Yeah, you read outside. Tobin's been popping off. What the heck is this? Yeah, so Tobin, you know, he's been getting a lot of likes. He's been doing some really good projects here on the Twitter area. You know, just completely popping off. You know, W, just basically W all around. You know, getting fan art, like, a bunch of good stuff. Yeah, literally the only time I played games in the last 8 months or so is on stream. So, yeah, I don't do it that much. So I don't even plan on gaming today because I just want to code. Oh yeah, so let me actually think. Let me see. Am I gonna regret? Let's just be safe than sorry, and let's move this away, just temporarily. Okay, and let me do something. Oh, maybe that's why. Okay, I think I'll have to figure out this stuff later, because I have to I have to give it API keys and have it connect to Cloudflare. So I'll just do that off stream. But, you know, I think this will probably work, and we'll just move it over, and then we can finally delete the need for this services folder. because I'm continuously cleaning up my code. I'm in the process of like basically cleaning everything right now. So let me see, like, what do we want to do? You know, like, what? Can't find get user. This is why TypeScript is an L. Like, this has been happening this entire freaking time. Like, it's right here. Hello? It literally says to import it from there. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that. TypeScript just goes crazy sometimes. It's kind of weird. Yo, Javen? Who the hell is that? Let me change my AC, make it better. It's too stuffy. I'm gonna guess. I wonder who this is. It sounds like it's Me7. You see, I'm a telepath. That's how I know. Yeah. I was thinking it's either Tobin or Me7, but I know Tobin doesn't type in all lowercase. So I looked at your previous thing as, oh, it's all lowercase, so it's probably that. Okay, so right now we have this thing called verify. What's amazing, and this is an idea I completely yoinked from Robinhood. It's not really a bad thing. It's just that it is a, you know, I have a friend that works there that, you know, I value a lot. He's a great friend, and he told me this idea that they use, where basically the API itself has its own database. So I basically did that. I used Dynamo for that, and I actually call it Dinosaur, which is funny. Like, but it means that now we have two databases. We have one that is like that holds all of the, yeah, that's not me. That's impressive. You could tell that's not me from text. Yeah. But yeah, so I basically took that idea, and it's not like a trade secret. It's just, you know, it's just a good idea basically. And it means that the API itself has its own database that is a very, very fast. It's so I'm able to just kind of store quickly things. I actually use it for rate limiting. So let me actually show that. So here I have a rate limit middleware that I put in my API, and I do a smart idea where I kind of like I make the key like rate limit hash the actual route and then the IP address, and I'm also going to do it for user accounts, so that you'll be rate limited by your IP and user account, so it'll just prevent a lot more fraud. And using it like this means that, you know, I make the actual key itself like this kind of formatting. So, okay, well, my headset turned off, but it's kind of cringe. But and it also means that every rate limit will be like, there'll be a separate rate limit per route. So the verify has its own rate limit, so does the auth and everything, and so on. So yeah, and I'm able to basically add to it. So I can even add numbers to a key. And I think the special thing about that is that it saves money, because otherwise I would need to, it's actually way better like this way, because if I don't do this, like if I don't have this way to add numbers to the database, then I would first need to get it down from the database, read what number it is, add one to it, and then send it back up. but it's not good because, you know, one example is, say like 2 people are trying to do that at the same time. You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe say like 5,000, so it's more intense. So you have 5,000 people that are all doing this. The count should now be plus 5,000, but because every single person is, if they were like getting it down themselves and adding 1 to it, it'll only be plus 1. So doing it on the database level is way better. But yeah, all that to say that I just kind of have 2 databases now, and it's a pretty good system. It makes it very easy to, you know, create like verification codes, for example, and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly how this is going to be set up. Let me see. We'll probably need something like this. We'll probably need to seed the code. I think send email is fine. I think this is all fine. The if nesting is strong with this one. You're hilarious, man. Yeah, I mean, maybe we could fix that. Let me see. It's only in this one area. I guess if valid email is able to take, which it is, it's able to take an undefined. Yeah, it's fine. You know, nitpicking is it's a fine thing. But oh my god, my back. Cracking ASMR. But yeah, I do appreciate, you know, when code can be. Yeah, that was my back. I don't know why it's like so broken like that. One day I just started cracking it like that, and it just kept getting louder. So yeah. I think the issue is just that. Oh, actually, no, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably fine. But yeah, you know, we gotta change this because this is a temporary verify thing. I want to move this to a different place. So we'll have a thing. We'll have like I think a feature actually. Or no, maybe this is a server. So it's a server location thingy. And we'll want to make it like, I don't know, I guess email. Yeah, I think email is probably the best. Index.ts. And we'll move all this crap into that location. So let me, you know, we'll do a nice little thing. Paste. u.ts. Well, that completely did not work at all, so sometimes it happens where you just, you know, maybe it's because of this. Okay, there we go. Are you using an ORM? Yeah, so I'm using Prisma, which is a very, you know, it's one of my favorite ORMs. It's very nice, you know, it's very nice with TypeScript and everything. True. You know, yeah, Prisma is cool. It's actually funny too because for people that, you know, I mean, I know you just followed me, so you wouldn't know this, but Prisma plus Postgres, yeah. Yeah, so for me, I use PlanetScale and Vitesse, which is just a MySQL kind of thing. But it's a similar idea. You know, both MySQL, both Prisma. But Prisma is a really cool name, and I actually wanted to make it because, you know, I'm working on this whole thing, so I don't know if you probably don't know any of this because you just joined, but you know, it's this whole like kind of website thing, and you know, obviously, like when you have a project, you have future ideas and everything, and I love the idea of like gamification. So in the future, I want to have some form of currency that you can purchase with money, and one of the leading names that I like is actually Prisma. So it's kind of funny, you know. I'm not entirely sold on that name yet, but it's kind of like Prisma as opposed to Gems, because Gems is too of like a basic name. You know, like everybody uses Gems. You know, but yeah, we'll see. You know, that's a future thing. That's like months down the line. But yeah, so this is moved now. I gotta move all the Terraform stuff, and then delete this crap. So now we have Terraform there. And what do we do here? So we have, I don't know why we have React. Okay, because that was a mistake. Don't need any of that. None of that either. We can delete the entire folder. Okay, so then let me just update this now. Excuse me. So this is a really nice Git thing. It's called Git. It's called lazy Git. So you know, moved. Yeah. Okay. That's nice. That's cool. Oh yeah. So I use Prisma and Dynamo. Now Dynamo is the experience for Dynamo is the exact opposite of Prisma. With Dynamo, I had to make my own kind of wrapper around it, and I used like this. So I called it Dinosaur because it's like super old. You know, like this is from 2012. This API like version, and yeah, and I basically made this wrapper, and then I made one layer over that, which is funny because I now have two layers that are my own abstractions, and this other layer is called API state, which is just a much cleaner like class that just exposes like simple methods like set, add, and get and delete. And the reason I do this, and I don't know if you were here when I was explaining this, but I basically have the main database for all of like user data and all of the business like data is in the PlanetScale database. And then the API has its own like database that I can use on the like API layer. So I can, you know, just do like simple key value stores on the API itself. So right here where I say context.state.get, that's because in the context of this route, I pass through a state, which is just basically just this. It's just this. I make a single instance of this entire class and I export it. And yeah, I'm able to just call this get method. I can also do an add, which is cool. So I had to make this abstraction too. I had to make this the way to be able to add things to a database. And then, like I was just explaining a bit earlier, is that what's cool is that you can kind of do like this key hacking, is I guess what you could call it, where you basically just stuff a lot of information into the key, and you can then use that to like, you know, do like kind of cool, you can kind of get cool uses out of it. So I say like, you know, this is a rate limit for the route, so this is based on the route. So each route has its own rate limit basically, and then also the IP. So this key will keep adding data to it, and then once it gets to a certain amount in a certain amount of time, it will send a rate limit back. And I actually I made an issue to these people, and I said, because, well, this is unrelated, because right now I can only do bad requests, but I sent an issue, and they said, oh, okay, we'll add too many requests for 429. Okay, that's a random information, but yeah, so we gotta do this. Let me then. Ever heard of a Paqui one chip challenge? Is that the super hot chip that I see people die on TikTok? Yeah, if so, then I have, and that looks very scary and stuff like that. Okay, let's export that. What's cool is that I can also amend this too. My dad got it for you, or your dad? I'm reading exactly what you said, so I meant to say your dad got it for you. Yeah, I'd say no. I'd say no to that. So I think you should say no as well. you know, for your safety. Excuse me. All right, okay. So yeah, now we gotta like import this. We gotta import, you know, like send email from, well, definitely not from there. We want to do it from the server thing. Right, we want to await this. We want to do, yeah, we want to say like your code is, let me for this 1 to 3. What theme? Yeah, so I actually switched my theme. Yeah, so what's up, Abdul? It's been a while. But I switched my theme, so I'm using, let me actually say for sure. I'm using something that I cannot, oh, so I'm using Sonokai. I used to be using Groovebox, but I switched to this one, and I actually like it a lot more. It doesn't, yeah. I don't know, so are you the same Abdul that is in the server? Or are you like so are you in the Discord, or are you, just from YouTube? You know, just checking me out on YouTube. Because you're the one that you know, when I showed you this, right? You're the one that looked at this anime. You checked out this anime, right? Because I remember that for sure, I think. Oh, you're from YouTube. So it's a different Abdul. It's a different Abdul, but we gave him the same warm greeting. You know, Abdul, the YouTube Abdul deserves the same, like, he deserves that same courtesy. So okay, so yeah, we'll have to think about this stuff. Source domain, source name, source username, subject. Let's make this the subject. So this is going to be the official email. And then 2. Ah, okay. So, yeah, buddy, we don't need any of this crap. We're gonna say now email equals a z.string. We're gonna say verify.email, something like that. Maybe, potentially, somehow, maybe, potentially. Oh, so you think I need a lower push-up cost? About 50 would be good? Well, here's the thing, Agivsky. So I'm not sure if you have, like, eyeballs, but it's currently 5. So that would actually be 10 times the amount. Not actually less. So I don't know if you know that, but just you know, just in case you're aware. Oops. We don't need value. We don't need none of this crap, man. We don't need none of this. I think we need a separate route. That's all we need. What is going on? Oh, that's why. Oh, 50. But that's what it is, right? It's called Juvenium points. Oh, lower. Oh, wait. Did you say 50? Oh, lower the push-up cost. Oh, the cost itself. Well, that would be crazy. That would be too crazy. Why? Do you just so happen to have 50 points? Is that why? You did this last time. You like sneaky son of a gun. We gotta make a separate location. So let's make a separate thing called verify. Yeah, not gonna happen, buckaroo. Yeah, let's make like a little thingy. Let's just make like a thing right here. This is gonna continue to be more and more crazy. Okay, so let's actually move this over because it's getting out of hand. Okay, it's getting just way too out of hand, man. Since when does that happen? We also, of course, gotta import Z from Zod. Zod. House of Zod. I like DC a lot. It's one of my favorite universes. And I like House of Zod. We cannot, this cannot stand because this is a verify router, but this is cringe though. I don't know why this happens. I think it happens because there's only one. So just to keep consistent, let us do this to everything. Okay. Well, it's so crazy because you can get really nitpicky with all this semantics, but I think we're gonna call it this. Okay, that'll just help me. That'll just soothe my mind, What framework? So this specifically is called TRPC. It's a I'd highly recommend it. It's I actually talked to the owner. So last stream, he actually DM'd me. He slid into my DMs, and he said he wanted me to work on. Well, he didn't want me. He said it would be cool if I worked on a rate limit for TRPC, but I was kind of like, I'm not too sure. But it basically means that you can write. Think of it like you write a function on the back end, and then you can be able to call it on the front end. And the key is that you see how this guy is updating things and it's squiggly like right here. That's because it has typed. What I'm trying to explain is that I can set the input to be email, and then hCAPTCHA, right? And then on the front end, it'll know exactly what it wants. So then you're basically calling the API, but it knows what inputs it needs, and it forces you to give those, right? So you do all the same. You still have to call the API, and then it calls your server and everything. But just during that calling process, it can tell you what you need to put into it, which is really good, and it knows what you're getting back from it too. So that's why it's just a very nice end-to-end type safe APIs made easy. It's very good. It has light bundle size, which they claim, which is true, but one issue that I don't love is that every single route is in a single it's in a single URL, or it's in a single bundle, I should say. So there's no code splitting per route. So it means that if you're calling just the auth route, you'll get the code from everything, which is a common thing that I find myself running into, because that also happens on my front end too. So I got to fix that at some point. But yeah, it's a very nice thing. They got a bunch of stars, I starred them personally. They got a nice, this is the guy that made it. It's a pretty good thing. We can actually probably find my issue that I submitted. Because I submitted an issue. This is me right here. So this is little old me saying that, hey, you guys should add this thing to your thing. And then the creator was like, yeah, this, that. And then they added it. So yeah, but it's, you know, it's a pretty good thing. So I'm using that in combination with Prisma and DynamoDB. What's up, Brave Young Lion? Hydrate, hydrate? You're trying to use, is that actually, does that show up as emojis on YouTube? No, it doesn't. Or does it? I could be mistaken. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah, so that's a water emoji. Damn. I'll drink some water. I'll drink some water for you. I'll get you some ASMR. The push-up emoji. Let me see if that's a thing that exists. Push-up emoji. Nah, nothing. We ain't got nothing, man. What is this? It's so funny. Who clicks on banner ads? What kind of crazy person clicks on banner ads? Should make my own. Speaking about making our own, look, we gotta make our own badges at some point. Like, this game has been on a roll making W art. This is some of the most W art that I've seen. This is all custom made. It's complete W art. They've been doing a really fun thing where they just have, like, all this. This is so cute. Look at this little thing. And like this one too, it's super cool. But I gotta find, you know, like I've been talking to Ake. We're gonna try to put together some sort of like art team, you know, to where we can make these kind of like vector graphics for badges and icons. Cause I actually use, so this one is custom made. I don't use too many badges. So X is obviously so easy to make, right? This thing though, so I think this is a very important thing that we gotta stay away from. Oh, that's a weird issue. Huh. Well, let me just refresh. But I gotta stop using Font Awesome for things. So give me it wants a duck. I'll give you a duck. Oh crap, it did not work. Oh, it's because we're editing it in real time. So funny. Let me. I'll merge it up here. Yeah, so we'll just do a simple merge. And let me verify to make sure that's how we do it. Yeah, so we merge verify dot. Okay, so we'll do it like that instead. That means that here we don't need to do verify dot. We will say it down there. And then this will just keep things a bit simple. So it just kind of, you know, it's just the keys to good programming, just good abstractions that you can build on. So we'll need to change this. We don't want to do any sort of like checking. We want to say like email code probably. So we want to say email code. Yeah, like user.verify.email code. I think that makes sense. Or no. Let's just say email. And then let's do another one called check. Alright, so we'll do check. And then we'll just leave that there for right now. We'll say code we'll say key we'll say key is, you know, is a string, and then code is also a string. And then yeah, we'll just simply do like that. Okay, that's good. Drink some more water. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, so all this does is send the email, which I think is fine, and I think it's good. So I think this is good to do. We don't really need any sort of, or actually we do. So we need to like kind of, we need to create the verification code using context.state.set. You know, we need to be able to set like verify, and this is just a standard that I'm going to stick by. I'm not sure if I want to abstract this idea of like typed hash, or just do it manually each time. For right now, we'll do it manually. So we're going to verify the email, and I think that is exactly what we want. And then we will just set it to be like 1, 2, 3, right? We will say like code equals 1, 2, 3. We will then give it the code and then await it. In here, I'm not gonna do it because this is just a placeholder. All this crap, the LFMAO, LMFAO. Here we'll simply just, you know, we'll simply just say context. Input key code. Right, that's all we want. Oops, that's all we want. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, and then we want to say await result equals context.state.get key, and then return result is equal to code. And then if that's the case, then, you know, blah blah blah, well, that'll be good. Or this is completely wrong, what am I doing? Okay, so that works. That's basically all cases down, which is perfect, wonderful, amazing, great. You know, next, yeah, I don't know if we want to, okay, I think this is fine, because the amazing thing now is that I don't need to worry if we need to protect this. We only need to protect the email sending, and this is protected behind a rate limit, so that's great. So, and if at any point we need to protect it, like behind a CAPTCHA, we'll simply just do that. So, I think this will work. You know, basically just sending a subject, sending something to the, and then setting the subject as this and setting the email as something. Here's the key though. Here's the key. I don't want emails to look ugly in plain text, right? I don't want that. I want them to look like this. This is a thing where you can write code and it creates an email like template for you. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So basically your emails, instead of looking just like plain text, can look like this, which is amazing, right? It's so beautiful. So we would need to be able, like we would need, I can't simply just take my existing button and just put it in here. We would need to have like a separate email UI, but then that email UI can be shared between all email providers like Outlook, Gmail, and so on, because they each have a different way of like kind of formatting emails. So you need to be careful about like what CSS you want to use. But you know, they have a nice button. They have good picture support, you know, logos, unsubscribe links, stuff like that. New sign-in, like all this stuff is really good because it means that I'll just have to set up the template where like every email sent will have the same logo, will have the same header size, text size, you know, same bottom area. You know, and basically this is how they do it too, because you notice everything has this, even on things that you don't need to unsubscribe to, like a reset password is just a notice. You don't need to, there's no subscribing to it. So I might change that, but we'll definitely want to do this. You know, and it works on phone, of course, too. Here's the code of it. Oh, this is the, so this is the rendered code, because the actual, yeah, so this is just CSS technologies. The actual code itself looks different. It looks more like, it uses this thing called MHTML for mailing. But yeah, I gotta go to the dentist because I'm having some toothaches, so that's a little bit on my mind. I gotta get that checked out, but soon. I gotta get my insurance sorted out. It sucks. You know, as much as I appreciate capitalism and just like the whole system, it sucks when you don't have money. You know, it definitely sucks when you can't afford basic health insurance and you gotta like figure out other methods. Or just wait and see. I mean, I could just, you know, I don't know. I'm just complaining right now, but you know, I can't be a victim. No victim mentality. I gotta work, make money. I know, no free healthcare, which sucks. That's one of the most annoying things, at least for me personally right now. Just because, you know, I want to be careful about how I say it, because I do like capitalism. I like the fact that I'm able to, you know, have an idea, which is YFeedX, and just like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, here's the thing. If I have some weird cavity infection, you know, I want to make sure they fix that. But, you know, on the healthcare part, like, it sucks, the whole, like, system for me right now, because I don't have money. When I have money, it'll be fine. And, you know, I'll be able to take advantage of capitalism and the competition of like private healthcare versus like state funded healthcare. But because we do have free healthcare, like that is one difference. Like, I'm on our state covered healthcare, which is basically free to me right now. But the thing is, it just sucks. Like, that's basically it. So it's covered by the state of California. And it's just, you know, there's not really many things you can do with it. Like most of the private healthcare systems, of like the providers and so on, you need like better insurance for it. So my thing that I get for free just doesn't cover a lot of things. And then that's just where I would need to buy better ones. But right now, I don't got the money. So, you know, we gotta make YFeedX to be able to fix my teeth. That's the end of the story. YFeedX will fix my teeth. That's funny. Okay, this is good though. This'll work. This'll be W code. W code, man. Crazy. W code. Let me then move out of this location area crap. Oh wait, is this, what do I want to do? I don't want to change. I want to, yeah, gotta make sure. Gotta make sure we want to know. So we're finally now giving this functionality. So in here, this now no longer exists. But we now want to email something. So we want to email so yeah, we want to email this, and now this is now changing into permanent code. So I'm gonna make it prettier, and it means that, you know, this is one of my favorite things about JavaScript, is that you can just set it to email. You don't need to do email : email. This knows what it means, which is wonderful. But yeah, this is okay, so we're gonna have some things. We don't want to know. There is not going to be any error here anymore. So it's just going to be a simple, you know, it's just, we don't need to verify. It's just a simple like send verification email. Go on to the next step. It's just a simple two-step process. Right, so yep, that's very nice. So now when I send this crap, when I click on this and I type in test, or I do Jave or whatever my username is, and I click continue and I fill out the CAPTCHA, it'll then send me an email with the verification code, which we now need to figure out. So we'll do that next. Because I have a habit of deleting my code too often, or too quickly. So I can't reference my old code. I already had this figured out. I already had a system that would make the code and everything, but because Mr. Javen is a little bit too impulsive, you know, sometimes we gotta redo it. So, and then this is just a simple, you know, it has CAPTCHA, it has this and that. I think, yeah, so on submit, oh, I have a freaking tinnitus in my right ear right now. What the hell? I very rarely get that crap. I mean, thank God I don't have it, because that would suck so much if you just have a constant ringing in your ear. God, would that suck. F to the people that have that. Yeah, tinnitus. I mean, that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. I thought it was tinnitus this entire time, but is that how you spell it? Tin, two N's, okay. But like, it's one of the weirdest pronunciations. Tinnitus. 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 It's like intermittent fasting. It's like one of those things. It's like, you know, most people think intermittent fasting is supposed to be said intermediate fasting, which is incorrect. Oh, you haven't heard that one? Yeah, it's basically just the ringing of the ear. You know, to prevent it, you gotta make sure your headphones aren't too loud. Or if you go to, you know, usually people that go to war have it, you know, if there's a lot of loud sounds. That's why it's like a common... The hell? Hexacosio hexaconta hexaphobia. Is that the fear of hexagrams? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is one of my favorite words. Fear of 666. Oh, no wonder the hex. That's such a dumb name for it. Who the hell comes up with that crap? More backcracking? Let's go! More backcracking. Okay, so then in here, we're gonna want to do some magic code. Petrictor? Petriquire. That's crazy. So now we want to check. Mm, mm, mm. Excuse me? This does not work. What's the issue? That's not the issue. I have no idea what the issue is. Maybe that's why. That was the issue. So you can't find the name email? Well, just look harder for it, you absolute buffoon. Buffoon animal. You know, we just gotta use a state for this crap. Simple as that. Simple as that. Yeah, so we will simply use a state for this. Yeah, similar to me too. I remember a lot of things, and it's funny how something completely random will just spark a memory. You know, like how Abdul came in and I remember that he like freaking looked up this anime and was scarred from it when I showed it to him. So yeah, so now we're gonna want to set the email to the email, and then now it exists to be used. So yeah, so now we're gonna say like, you know, like verify the code we sent to their email. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. So in case there is some issue, let's remember to validate the email. Damn, 68. That's a good for him. Good for them. Yeah, you like finding hidden things? That's something we talked about recently, Abdul. Because yeah, we were talking about like how I definitely want to do more Easter eggs, and I even want to do an Easter egg badge that you can get for collecting a bunch. You know, I'm thinking just basically a simple Easter egg that is a badge on your profile that you can get. And I think it could have like an amount to the bottom right of it that like says how many total Easter eggs that you've found. Okay, so what were we doing about this stuff? Oh yeah, we were doing some crap like let verify, and then say verified equals this, and then say, because we have to do this thing because we have to keep it in the same scope. And what sucks about this is that I can't have a global catch-all for errors, right? Because it just won't really work like that, which definitely sucks. So then if the code is verified, then you're going to want to do something after verification. Simple as that, folks. So now let's work on this stuff. How are we going to make this code verification stuff? We had the entire thing figured out already, which is amazing. It's so crazy that you deleted the code. I'm gonna try to look for it in my GitHub. That's my saving grace all the time, because GitHub completely stores everything that I do. So it's somewhere. I don't even think we can find it, to be honest. It's so long ago that it was deleted. You know, it'll be fun. Let's just rethink about how it's gonna do it, how we're gonna do it. Let me get some water. All right. Okay. So let's actually just, you know, let's I think we want to first create a random amount of numbers, if I remember correctly. So we want to say node crypto random, like random int, I think. Yeah, so it's random int. You know, we want to basically create a random int, and we're using node 16, which is perfect. So random int up to probably like 999, right? So we want to do like const. Let's actually delete this crap. Code equals random. Goodness. Okay, so we want to do. I think this makes sense because this is the max code that we'll ever want. Is 1 below 1,000,000. That's the max that we will ever want. We're gonna import this from crypto, not to be confused with NFTs, guys, because just to be perfectly clear, I have now, you know, I know if Me7 is still here, I know for sure that he's seen some of the stuff I talked about. You know, because I talked about some stuff on the Discord. I was like, oh, you know, NFTs might be cool. Nope. No longer. I don't like NFTs anymore. So no NFTs on WifiDex, none of that stuff. Yeah, none of that NFT stuff no more. Here's an important thing. So we are now going to want to say let me see. Probably like toString and then pad start. Do you want to pad start with zeros or end? Up to 6. I think the end is cooler. And I think, to be honest, that makes more sense actually. Because if we're padding start, what? 9.6? Yeah, well, don't tell me anything. Nothing at all, because you know, sometime in my life, I'm going to look into what all that means. So what is pad? Let me actually print out. Let's print out some examples of what this is. Excuse me. So say we're gonna want to do this. We're gonna want to do this, and that. What the heck is going on there? Why is it like that? Why does this happen? What? Is that just... Can I just... This is why we don't want to use HCapture anymore, because it just instantly freaking breaks. Like, as soon as I make it work, it just completely breaks everything. Oh, we console logged it to here. Look, guys, this is one of the codes that it could have been. I'm thinking 6-digit is the best amount, because it can be... People can group it in pairs of 3 and remember it easier. But let's do, like, you know, let's do something like, you know, let's do like fork, like, you know, what is it? It's let I equals 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Let's do this 10 times, or 11 times if you want to be, you know, anal about it. But the exact details of the amount. Oh, a toy turtle. This is why HCAPTCHA is actually, I take about everything it says. It's super. It's the best CAPTCHA service in the world. Because look how cute this thing is. It's completely deformed. I mean, look at this crap. It has a hunchback turtle. What the hell is that? It has a little second dip in it. Oh, because it's a toy. But this is AI generated pictures. I'm almost certain of that. But yeah, so this gave us a bunch more examples. And yeah, basically this is perfect now. So these are all strings. We can then submit them. And let me see. So when it's padded with zeros, it pads them to the right side, which makes the most sense. Okay, so yeah, that's good. Okay, so now let's like construct. Oh yeah, we got to validate the email too. So if the email isn't validated, then we don't want to do any of this stuff. Repeat after me, guys. We don't want to do none of this garbage. So if not, await valid email. Email. Then yeah, we're just gonna send an error message. Let's actually just completely copy it from our other location, because that's better. You know, why redo things if you just have already done it before? You know what I mean? So then now if the verification, if the blah, 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 if the email is valid, we're now going to create the code, set the code to the database, because this will cost us money. So we don't want to do it before, we want to do it once we know for sure the email is valid, and set it. Well then, ooh, here's a thing that I just thought of. Okay, so that's, I don't know how this happens, but I think of the most random things, like oh my god. So this won't make sense to most people right now, but it'll remind me about a very important exploit that I just realized exists inside of this thing. And yeah, let me see. Actually, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we can do that. Well, we can eventually. So I'll come back to it later. We'll think about that later. All that stuff does not matter right now. So we have validated the email already. Let us now create message. So yeah, we're gonna create the message now. We're gonna do, you know, message equals something. Police sirens, probably. You know, I live literally right behind me is the street. So, and I live in LA. So, you know, there's crazy people all the time. Doing crazy stuff. Your verification code is code. It will expire in blank minutes. Okay, so then we'll actually need to create a thing called, let me see, so we'll say how many minutes? We'll say 600 for 10 minutes, because this is in terms of seconds. And then we'll say divided by 60 to get the total, to get the true minute time. So I think 10 minutes for expire codes are good. So yeah. And eventually, if I use this in a different location, I'll have to like abstract the way that I create the codes, because it's not good to keep it inside of this location. It's better to abstract this part, which I could do right now, but I'm not going to, just because this is the only place that I use it right now. But yeah, so what should the subject be? Because, you know, we know this is going to be that. Subject could be... Do you think this is good? I want to say important, because I've seen that, like, I think Uber does this, where they say important or some other service, and they make it into the main inbox. Oh, it was Me 6. It's freaking Me 6, and it's also Google Cloud Platform. So actually, let me just, like, because I can have this little kind of sneaky way to show you guys information, I can show you this. So if you see this, without showing you the entire of my inbox, this is Me 6, you know, not to be confused with Me 7. This is the bot that's going to charge me freaking like $60 soon. And they say important with the brackets, your subscription will renew itself on this. Now, I actually I don't know if I like how they do it, how they have only capital your, so I would do only capital your, only capital Waifudex. Or, I mean, this is very small details, but, like, you know, do you think, I don't know, since it's like a subject, it's like a title, I think it probably makes sense for everything to be capital. But yeah, so I think this is good. This whole system setup stuff. So yeah, now let's delete this stuff. So I think it's pretty good now. Now let's send a bunch of errors. let's set up the error messages. Well, I don't know what this will be. So this will say, like, email failed to send, right? And we'll say internal server error. That's what we'll do. And we actually don't even need to take, oh crap, we don't even need to take this. We just need to say error, and then we don't need to use it. Now, this should never have an issue. If it does, it'll just handle itself, because it's an error in the main. Oh my god, my throat, my throat, I'm dying. I'm actually, hold on. Probably got some cavities or something. It sucks. I mean, it's probably not cavities. I have like almost zero sugar. Zero sugar, low carbs. Yeah, my throat. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine now. But yeah, so I think this will be good. We'll say it expires in 10 minutes. That's a really good time. Originally it was an hour, which is just way too much. We should then say if, yeah, we should say if result is equal to code, then await context.state.delete key. So delete the code if correct. So that's good because that means that no one, like once the true person verifies, then no one after will be able to take the same code and also verify. So it just improves the security a bit. Now I think what we should do next is we should oh, what the heck? Oh yeah, we got to do this next. But what I want to do is basically, like, I want to say a text thing. Oh crap. Yeah, so I want to say, you know, I want to say like size is more something like and this will be the notice. So okay, so size, I don't know what this will be. It'll be size 3. You know, we'll say size 3. We'll say variant is primary, right? Do we have a thing called title? Oh, we do have a thing called title, so we should use that instead. So we'll do like a 4 here probably, and we'll say test so I can see what it says. Plant on the table, plant on the table. Does not even show up. Oh, that's why. Okay, there we go. So that actually looks really good. That amount too, so that number 4, so what if we do it like that? Verification code sent to that. Okay. Definitely don't want it that small. Yeah, I know, I don't, so you probably weren't here, but I was talking about how Valve does it. So, you know, Valve has this thing called Valve Guard. And they basically do this. They basically don't show anything before the at Gmail. And I kind of like that idea because, you know, like Instagram does that where maybe they show like, oh, they show like J *** at Gmail. But if someone is being malicious, they can kind of guess, you know, what emails. Oh yeah, ending. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, like they can basically guess like what email it's going to, and then they can use that information to like, you know, make your life worse. So not having the beginning part makes it a bit harder, yeah. Because literally someone DM'd me asking me not to do it like that. So I'm just, and I think it's a good idea to do that. Okay, so ending in. I think actually making it even smaller is good. Never mind. No, that's horrible. Okay, so this is fine. I think also, so we'll have to make sure. Imagine hacking. Yeah. You know, eventually it's a possibility, so we gotta be prepared, basically. And can I put in a style? Yeah, we can put in a style. So, you know, I'm gonna replace the text eventually with the React Native text, so I'll have to change this all out eventually. But it's fine for right now because I'm just gonna do an inline style that says something like font size is like inherit or something like that, so that it has the same size. Same for font weight. I want it to be able to be inherited. Okay, that's good. And that just makes it look prettier because it, you know, I use blue here and there. It's a very nice accent in my opinion. And actually, I don't even know why it doesn't do that automatically. Like, what is the point of this? Like basically, okay, well, first of all, we have to undo this. This is a glitch. The 60-30-10. Have you taken care of XSS already? Yeah, so XSS should be, so if you're talking about like SQL injection, that should be fine. Oh yes, yeah. It's not too much of a like a strict kind of rule that I'm sticking to, but it's more just like, you know, whatever feels right. Because, you know, I guess I have the luxury of being both the coder and designer, so I could just, you know, like put in some changes and see what feels right. But yeah, for XSS, I believe that Prisma will just kind of take care of that. Yeah. Like the UX will be more and more hammered down because I plan on having a different styling system. And in that styling system, I can be much more strict about spacing units and things like that. And, you know, more rules can be created. Not really rules, more like guidelines, right? Guidelines for when certain colors should be used. But yeah, for XSS, like Prisma handles that. Like they, you know how SQL you can do the question marks. So for user input, you can give it a question mark, and that'll like sanitize it. So that, you know, that should prevent XSS. I think that in combination with just like having a little bit of a like, you know, there's like, first of all, this is the first security. Second of all, on the server, we can also check user input. So it's very unlikely that something bad will happen to people, or to me actually. And then yeah, I say don't remember your email. So this is information about how they can find it, and they can come back here. And then yeah, they can, oh, actually it tried to send us an email. It tried, but then oh, so it says email is invalid. Oh, because there is no email, because it's just tests, so it has no understanding of what it is. And actually, that's actually, okay, that's a good idea. We have to, let me hold on. What are we thinking? Okay. Oh, this is why. Okay, so if we can, because if you notice this, I have to use verify hash and then key, which would mean that if we go, okay, we can't do it. Oh yeah, actually we can. This should no longer work because it should no longer be able to just find the thing unless it does. Okay, so it does, and then it has an error here that says email is invalid. And if I look on my database, if I have, hold on, I have to log in again because AWS keeps logging me out of my thing. They log me out like every 12 hours. You know, it's for security, so it's good, but I have to go to my Authenticator app and log in every single time. But I'm doing it off screen, of course, for safetyness. My AWS code was 165,666, and you were just talking about 666 at the end of that. Okay, so why doesn't this work then? So it should. Oh, it's because of this. Oh. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's why. So then actually it's an issue with this side. So this is great because this is working. Nothing is getting past this error. But on this side of things, so let's actually derail a little bit because I gotta fix this now. On this side of things, let me see. So if we do have an error, then I don't know, we basically want to return or something like that. Like this is all the end steps. To be honest, this can actually be taken just up there if we just actually no, it's better here. And then if this happens, I guess we just want to return because we don't want to change the step. That doesn't make sense. So now if we do this, if we do test, we should fail. We click on all the rabbits. What the hell is that? This is half rabbit, half cat. Look at that. It's a freaking abomination. What the hell is this? It's half rabbit, half cat. Jesus, man. This is spooky. And this guy is like horrifying. Because they use DALL-E for these like training. Like they're trying to train more DALL-E thing. Okay, so email is invalid and it doesn't do anything. But it's still, for whatever reason, it still loads, so we gotta fix that now. AWS, you started using DigitalOcean? Yeah, I tried to use that, but I decided to keep things simple and just use AWS for like 90% of my things. But I do like DigitalOcean's UI, and I was looking into using their spaces actually for how to store anime data, but I ended up not going with them. But sometimes you got to be a bit mean to these, these services, these billion-dollar corporations, because they got to listen to you better. So for some reason, maybe because this is scoped, I wouldn't think that's the reason, but maybe if it's scoped, I mean, I would hate to do this, but I guess we could just do a simple like success check. And then return a failure. Oh, well, what am I thinking? That did work, but fit check. You want to see my fit? the issue is in the captcha itself, so I don't know why that's happening. My fit, day to day I wear the most basic fit. Let me actually do you one better. I'll draw my fit. So yeah, basically, you know, like, here's me. So this is like a one-to-one representation of what I look like in real life, basically, because I'm one of the best artists known to man, so yeah. But yeah, basically it goes like shirt, you know, like short sleeve shirt. And then sweatpants and Crocs. So you gotta be wearing some Crocs all the time. And here's my headset and my hair. And yeah, this is me. This is what I look like basically. So, you know, face reveal and everything. So yeah, so let me actually you know, for the sake of documentation, let me, because we have to save this information, so yeah, that's me. Except for the Crocs. I recently just got black Crocs. It's like black Air Forces, but in Croc form. It's very powerful. What did I just do? Oh, we moved it to here, so this does work. The problem was in for some reason. Oh, it's because this. You buffoon, you silly gosh darn person, man. You see, here's an example of good abstraction. Good abstraction means that we want to move this up here. We want to say if so we want to do this in a kind of like a pairing group. And then do that there. And now this will work. So now if we do test, this, you know, it'll give us the captcha, it'll verify our information, and then it will fail and then stop loading. So that's very, very good. But then say we use, now actually we need to use, okay, there's a bit more that we got to do. So let me go back to my original thought about inheriting. And, you know, I don't see why not. I don't see like why we don't just basically inherit some of this stuff, you know, like this stuff seem like by default, if we want to, you know, we'll just say font size. Basically, that's it. That's all we gotta do. Then we don't need this no more. Okay, well, we have to now, because we're doing a bit of a weird testing thing, because I haven't written a test for this, and I don't plan on it because it's easy to just do this. You know, we get some practice looking at abominations. This has a single ear. This has only one ear. What the hell is this? This is one ear. I'm getting chills. Oh my god, man. Oh, this is the wrong location. You freaking noob. Complete noob. But cryptids. The heck is that? Okay, so here's a big issue. I'm pretty sure that'll work. We can assume that'll work. The big issue is that we do not properly, yeah, so we have to then say username or email. and then now make it optional. Right, so we'll make these optional now, and we'll say so this is all safe to do because we're behind. It's relatively safe. Oh yeah, Bigfoot. Yeah, that's like a killer bunny. Okay, so get the email. So if we have the email itself, then that's fine. Else, we're just going to use the email. Else, you guys, we're going to use context.database.user.find unique, where, you know, username. Excuse me, everybody. Why is it or null? You buffoon. I think that's on my mind because we're looking at Super Autopets. What's up, Spencer? Thanks for following. But this just came out today. It's called the Baboon, so I'm thinking about it. He's so fat. Baboon. But yeah, so you know, like we'll do some stuff. You know, we gotta find unique. I have no clue why this. I guess if we're finding unique. Or wait, we already have this created, I think. Yeah, I was saying I think it's null. I mean, I would think it would be undefined because that's what I'm used to. Because so now this is guaranteed user, but we already have this thing, so we don't really need to do it. We already have a method that I made, or a function. It's called get user, and you know, we simply just import it relatively, and we can give it a username. Oh, 5 push-ups. Jesus. Here we go. Okay, easy. Well, we're up to like 15 now or something. Oh no, we're up to frickin' 25 today. Oh no. We're up to 20, I think. 20 push-ups today. Sheesh. You have a fear of baboons. Yeah. You know, baboons be crazy, man. Okay, so this is what I'm used to. I think I got mixed up in my mind because I was thinking about other things. So this is my own function that I made that returns auths, username, ID created at, or undefined, which is what I like. And we'll say, you know, that email equals user, we'll have to think. We'll make an error if it doesn't want to do anything, but we'll say .0 .key, because this right now at least we know for sure that, what the hell is this? We know for sure. Oh, we need to give it context. Okay, but we know for sure that there is only one auths and the key is equal to the email. So we can just say that, and it's going to be or undefined. So then I guess, I don't know. I think we'll have to, if there's no email to start, then we'll do this, all this nonsense right here, right? If instead, and then yeah, then this will just let us get an email if we don't have one. And then finally we have only one place where we validate it, And if it has any issues, then we just send an error, and none of this other stuff happens. So we'll put a break there. So expect your 2 arguments but got 1. Oh, well, that's why, because you need it there. So we give it context and then username, and it's able to get the, so it's going to get the user based on the username, which is good. And then from that, we're going to get the email from there, which is great. This is the thing though, because TypeScript now thinks that email is going to be undefined here, which there's really no way that it will be undefined. Feels weird to pass it context. Yeah, could import Prisma directly, but it's easy. It's, the file is in the context of like the API area, so you know, it just uses, it's like I'm writing API code and using context, but I just kind of have a helper function for it. But you are right, you know, it'll be cleaner to not do that, but it's not horrible. And then, I mean, email like is literally true. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't even think this is a big issue. Like, you know, like most things, I will make sure that, you know, if I have the time and it's more of a final solution, I'll make it work and make it good. But this is like a good thing. You know what? Just because you said that, because I just realized how easy it's actually going to be to do, right? Like we only need to do server. Yeah, that's actually better, because then we don't need to mess with the context type. No, it's fine. I mean, this is one of the cool things about streaming, is that, you know, it's like, oh, actually here's why. It's because I used error. So it's a bit easier to have a single context that I had that I can then kind of wrap multiple like behaviors in. I mean, this is like semantic stuff, so it's not like the most, it's not like the worst thing in the world. And it's like, I would either, you know, if I do it that way, I would need to also import the way that I do the errors, which is just more stuff. But you said you're working on similar looking code, so what are you working on? Because yeah, we know this is a string, so let's just cast it to string, because there's no way that it won't be a string. So this time we want to make sure that we have the email. Then we'll create the verification code. Then we'll create the message. Then we'll send the email. Now this email sending itself will not work, right? But we can wish. Yeah, TRPC is very nice. How do you like V10? Do you think it's production ready? Because I'm using V9, as I'm sure you're aware. And I was looking at it, but I know it's in beta, right? So I'm not sure if I should switch to it. Okay, so this is already just broken. User not found. Yeah, because I don't know. It seems like it's just a different, like nothing internally really changed. It's just like an API, like the way that you consume it is a bit different, using like proxies, which I like a lot. You know, I love the idea of being able to not do like a string here. Right click to go from front end to back end. Yeah, I mean, I really love the type safety. Like, it was either going to be this or a type safe GraphQL client, and TRPC was just much easier. I was literally going to. I mean, I was about to think about hiring contractors to kind of build like a type, just some sort of wrapper around GraphQL and AppSync, which is what I was thinking about using, but TRPC is just easier, so I used it instead. But yeah, so what do we want to do? This is broken for some reason. This is not working for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe because we don't even freaking pass it into the thing. So funny, man. We want to pass username. I'm a little bit crazy. Okay, I said that out of context. It's so funny how everybody hears the context, but I was just thinking about something random. Okay. You want me to find a walking horse. Walking horse. Okay, let's go. Walking. So this should now work. What should happen is email should fail to send. Right? It makes a lot of sense. But what if the horse is running? It said walking or running. So email failed to send, obviously because we haven't set up the email service yet, but everything else is working, which is great. And actually, let me check the database because the database must have created verifications now. So yeah, so this is what the database looks like right now. Sorry, my throat is broken, but as you can see, it created the thing. So, my email is not any secret, so it's fine to show, but it created this idea where you do like this kind of key, we set the key to be verify hash this and that. And it also has, so this is when it expires in 10 minutes. And this is the key, this is the verification code that it'll send to the email that will then later verify. And these are rate limiting things. So this is rate limits based on queries. So if you do more than 2 a second, then you'll get rate limited per query, per IP too. And I'm also going to do it for account. So it'll be session and IP rate limiting, which is good. And I use TRPC middlewares for that. But yeah, the guy is pretty cool. Like the guy that made TRPC, he's a cool guy. Yeah, let me look at the docs. Like, what is the difference between defining a router? So they use procedures. They use objects now instead of monads. They use query. So maybe next stream we can work on refactoring to v10. We'll get ahead of the race. Because it is in beta, but our TRPC, we don't use it in many places. It's probably fine. I mean, what can it really mess up? Not that much, right? Like the core functionality, they've already gotten down all that stuff, so most things will probably be hammered out already. And if we do that too, then I can use my new issue that I made, because I made an issue for their service, or on their GitHub, and they added it. And it's simply this idea that I wanted to use, because too many requests isn't a code that you can use in TRPC error. So I basically just submitted a request to add it, and then they added it in the same day, so I want to use that. Your front end call is just API training.all.use query. So syntactically very pleasing. True. Yeah, I love that, because you see how many dots I have in this thing. I have user.verify.email all in a string, which is pretty ugly. So yeah, it'd be great to like actually be able to use JavaScript proxies to like actually type code. It's almost like magic. It's like one of the last things that make like tRPC like feel really magical. Because it's literally, there's no like building step. Like usually with with like Prisma to get the typing support and with like GraphQL typing support, like wrappers, you would need to build the actual like package, and then in that build process it'll give it all the types. But this is perfect because there's literally no building for you to be able to have like customizable like legit code, like you just do dots. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool. I think we can do that on Tuesday probably, because we did a lot today. I think I'm actually going to end stream because we did a really good amount. We did a lot of things. We changed to the new database. We changed, we migrated data. We changed username formatting. Oh, I got to remember this. So this is an important thing. I got to remember this key thing. So you're a little iffy on making Zod match the Prisma generated types, but that seems like a different problem to solve. So making Zod match, do you mean the output or the input of Zod? I wonder what you're talking about. Do you mean, are you saying like you would automatically take the Prisma types and then make generate a Zod object out of it? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Because wouldn't you still need to, like, per route, you would still need to kind of explain what input you need. So then you're saying only like at this point right here, you would be able to use the Prisma types. I think that, that sounds cool. That sounds good. It seems, for me personally, it doesn't, writing .string.optional is not that hard for me, so it's not that big of a deal for me. It is a cool idea though. In terms, maybe if it's not that hard and you do it once, it'll be a nice abstraction, I think. But yeah, we did pretty good today. Yeah, we got a lot done. I think off stream, before the next stream, I'll set up. This will be exciting because tomorrow on Monday, I'll set up the email stuff on a Terraform. So I'll use this Terraform script that I made to set up the email. So then we can test with sending emails and make sure that everything's working, and make sure that it's not being sent to the spam. If it is, we can't do that much, so unfortunate, until we buy our own IPs. But yeah, it's been fun, guys. So hopefully you guys have a good day. Wish you guys luck with your whatever you're doing rest of your day. Okay, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I gotta drink some water. I gotta watch some One Piece. I gotta take some relaxation time. All right. Okay. See you guys. Bye.